and demanding, in fact, accountability. And this is the anti-corruption protest that is happening in POK. And with this, we're taking a very short break. Coming up on the other side, we'll tell you about how thousands have taken to the streets in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir against Shehbaz Sharif government demanding reforms. And also on the other side, Prime Minister Modi has inaugurated BJP's new office in the national capital. We'll give you details on that as well after this very short break. Stay with us.
I choose a world where we dream, and the limit is the sky. And this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
साथियों, पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत का है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे एमएसएमईज, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा, यानी उनको भी डबल फायदा होगा। इसलिए आज मेरी एमएसएमई से लघु उद्योग हो, सूक्ष्म उद्योग हो, कुटीर उद्योग हो, आप सबसे बहुत अपेक्षाएं हैं।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
साथियों, हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक दिखाई देती है। अगर हम इनकम टैक्स में छूट उससे देश के लोगों को 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की बचत होगी। और तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूं, ये बचत उत्सव है। साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत का है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
We'll take you through what really has been now discovered by the police in this investigation. The torture room is now under lens. And also, we'll tell you how the Indian Army conducted the drill Vayu Samanvay as it displayed indigenous drones during this exercise. And lastly, will be how the minorities are being targeted in Bangladesh once again. A non-Muslim tribal girl's rape has triggered massive protests. And it's deadly violence now in Bangladesh once again that's erupting. So let's start with our top story, viewers. Hammered and humiliated, the terror state Pakistan has now made a clown of itself yet again. From the cheap antics mocking Operation Sindoor to now running away with the Asia Cup trophy, sole loser Pakistan stoops to a new low every day. India won the Asia Cup. They refused to take the trophy from the hands of this man that you're going to see. That is the Pak Cricket Board Chief, the Asian Cricket Council Chief, Mohsin Naqvi, the Interior Minister of a terror state. What transpired was pure drama as he refused to resolve the situation. Instead, he ran away from the stadium, not giving the trophy. There you can see how his captain, look at their captain throwing the check during the presentation ceremony. Look at their frustration. They just can't digest what has happened on ground. This is the reality of Pakistan viewers once again coming to light before the world. They have been handed back-to-back defeats this tournament and in the past also. They are habitual, but in their attempts to cover up and save face, it's only making a joke out of themselves once again.
After Pakistan's back-to-back losses in the Asia Cup, Mohsin Naqvi's theatrics last night after India's win is only adding to Pakistan's humiliation. The Dubai International Cricket Stadium witnessed 90 minutes of pure drama after India clinched the Asia Cup by defeating Pakistan in a thrilling final on Sunday. The Indian team refused to accept the trophy from Asian Cricket Cup's head, Mohsin Naqvi, who is also the chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board and Pak's Interior Minister. In response, Naqvi walked out of the stadium carrying the Asia Cup trophy with him, leaving the presentation ceremony in complete disarray, making a complete mockery of himself. Naqvi is the same individual who exposed his terror mindset when he backed Pakistan players' gestures, mocking Operation Sindoor. India, who defeated Pakistan by 5 wickets to clinch a record extending 9th Asia Cup title, flatly refused to accept the silverware from Naqvi. The players stood firm at a distance from the stage, reportedly informing the organisers that they would not participate in the presentation if the PCB chief handed them over the trophy. There might have been no tangible reward in form of a trophy for the Indian team, but the team stood firm in their decision. The Indian squad and support staff gathered near the podium for a brief celebration and a photo session, with the Indian captain posting a picture with the trophy emoji. Indian player Tilak Verma, who earned the title of the Player of the Match, also trolled Pakistan. Indian captain Surya Kumar Yadav has said that the real trophy is earning the hearts and the trust of people.
ट्रॉफी तो देखी होगी आपने, लोगों ने डाला ही है फोटो, यहाँ वहाँ सब ट्रॉफी तो थी, बट जो असली ट्रॉफीज आप जीतते हो वो है जो लोगों का मन जीतते हो, जो प्लेयर्स है उनका भरोसा जीतते हो, जो सपोर्ट स्टाफ है जो उन्होंने भरोसा दिखाया है, जो लोग बिहाइंड द सीन्स काम करते हैं, वो असली ट्रॉफीज है.
BCCI secretary slammed Mohsen for his unprofessional act.
We have decided not to take the trophy from the ACC chairman, who happens to be one of the main leader of Pakistan. So we had decided not to take it from him. But that does not mean that the gentleman will take away the trophy with him along with the medals. So it is very unfortunate, very unsporting.
He also said that BCCI is going to launch a very strong protest against Mohsen for his theatrics.
There is a ICC conference in the month of November, in the first week of November in Dubai. In the next conference, we are going to launch a very serious and very strong protest against the act of the ACC chairperson.
Amidst this, PM Modi and Amit Shah also hailed the Indian team on their win. PM Modi said that it was Operation Sindoor on the game's field and that the outcome remained the same. India emerged as the winner. Indian captain Surya Kumar Yadav responded to PM's tweet, saying that it feels good when the country's leader bats on the front foot.
अच्छा लगता है जब देश के लीडर खुद बैटिंग करते हैं फ्रंट फुट पे, ऐसा लग रहा था उन्होंने स्ट्राइक ली और रन बनाए, बहुत अच्छा लगा देख के. और जब सर ही आगे खड़े हैं सबके तो फिर प्लेयर्स तो खुल के खेलेंगे ही ना.
Rajesh Narwal, father of Pahalgam victim Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, hailed the Indian team for refusing to shake hands with Pakistan, saying nationalism is above sportsmanship.
पाकिस्तानी के जो पदाधिकारी हैं क्रिकेट के, उनके हाथों इस ट्रॉफी को लेकर के एक अच्छा कार्य किया और उनको एक मैसेज दिया है कि हमें तुमसे द्वेष है, तुम्हारे अंदर जो दुर्भावना है, जो जिस तरह के आतंकवादी देश से तुम बिलोंग करते हो.
As Pakistan continues to display their loser mentality, creating obscure theatrics just to deny a winning team of its trophy, India has shown the mirror to Pak by winning and gracefully standing their ground.
Now, Shehbaz Sharif is facing the wrath of the people of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The Awami Action Committee has called for a shutdown in Rawalkot of POK after a fallout over a 38-point charter of demands before the government. They are demanding basic fundamental rights. And this charter puts focus on decades of neglect, corruption and denial of basic rights. Now, the people of POK say that enough is enough. In fact, viewers, as we speak, the protests continue in several areas of POK. Pakistan Army has resorted to firing at the civilians.
POK in turmoil. Mass protests against Shehbaz government. Streets in chaos. Security tightened. Internet shut down and tensions on the rise. POK witnessed one of its largest protests in the recent years. Thousands took to the streets, defying strict security and heavy troop deployment. The Awami Action Committee called a shutter-down wheel jam strike across districts including Mirpur, Kotli, Rawalkot, Neelam Valley and Kiran.
इस वक्त अवामी समुंदर जो है एक बार फिर कोटली शहीद चौक में पहुंच चुका है. जगह जगह से रैलियां इस वक्त कोटली शहीद चौक में पहुंच रही है। तकरीबन गुज़श्ता 3 दिनों से आप देख रहे हैं कि हमारे जिला कोटली के सिटिंग एमएलए जो है उनने सार जोड़े हुए थे, उनकी मीटिंग्स जारी थी कि किस तरह ये जो एक्शन कमेटी की लॉकडाउन की काल है इसे नाकाम कैसे बनाया जाए, लेकिन वो इस वक्त कामयाब ना हो सके और अवाम का एक बड़ा समुद्र कोटली शहीद चौक में पहुंच चुका है।
Protesters demanded the end of elite privileges, elimination of assembly seats reserved for refugees, free education, fair power tariffs and employment.
Sharif government will experience with regards to POK. Now this protest is spearheaded by Awami Action Committee in coordination with thousands of civilians based out of POK amidst the demands for complete lockdown in POK. Now there are certain demands that have been made with regards to this protest. One of the important one being a call for abolishing 12 seats in the assembly reserved specifically for the Kashmiri refugees. This particular demand by the AAC that 12 seats reservation should be abolished is the big one, as it's a direct pushback to the proxy political framework.
Security forces sealed entry and exit points, deployed armed convoys and shut down the internet to contain the unrest. The AAC temporarily called off protests fearing a crackdown, but warned the next phase will begin on October 15th. The movement has drawn support from Lawyers Association and civil society groups, escalating pressure on the Shehbaz Sharif government. The 38-point Charter of Demands highlights decades of neglect, corruption and denial of basic rights. And the people say, enough is enough.
41 people have died in a deadly stampede that took place at superstar and politician TVK chief Vijay's rally in Karur, viewers. And it has been 48 hours. No accountability has been fixed. No action has been taken yet. Only blame game is what continues over this tragedy in which children have also lost their lives. TVK chief now alleges a political conspiracy. He alleges that there was infiltration of hooligans who are in cahoots with the DMK. Here's more.
A deadly stampede in Tamil Nadu, 41 dead, several injured. 400 kilometers from Chennai, the town of Karur is draped in grief. Horror unfolded at superstar turned politician Vijay's rally 2 days back. 48 hours later, no answers, no accountability, no responsibility. Families demand justice.
பசங்க சின்ன ஃபோன் பண்ணி இது மாதிரி யாராவது காசு கொடுப்பா, நான் முடிவெட்டு போயிட்டு வந்துடுறேன் அப்படின்னா. நான் வேலைக்கு வந்துட்டா காசு என்கிட்ட இல்லைடா, நான் மத்தியானம் தரேன், மத்தியானம் கொடுத்து என்ன பண்ணுறது, இப்போ கொடுப்பா அப்படின்னா. சரி வண்டி எடுத்துட்டாங்க வா அப்படின்னா. அப்புறம் சின்ன பையன் வண்டியில் வந்து ஒருத்தராது பைப்பஸ் ரோட்டில் இன்னும் வந்தாருண்டா அப்படின்னா. சரி அம்மாகிட்ட போனது அம்மாவை பேசுதுன்னா. சரி அம்மாகிட்ட ஃபோனை கொடுத்தியா, ஃபோனு கொடுத்ததுக்கு இது மாதிரி மீட்டிங் கூப்பிட்றாங்க போயிட்டு வந்துட்டேன்னா. நான் வேலை பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கிறேன், நீங்கள் என்னவோ பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு வச்சுட்டு மேடம். சாயங்காலம் வந்து பார்த்தேன், நம்ம மேலே போயிருக்க மாட்டேன் தான் நான் வந்தேன். வந்து பார்க்குறேன் மீட்டிங்க்கு போயிட்டுனாங்க. சரின்ட்டு வேற பக்கம் போயிட்டேன். பெரிய ஃபோன் பண்ணி அப்பா எங்கப்பா இருக்கா, இது மாதிரி 108 நிறையா கரூரில் போகுது, அம்மா எங்கப்பா அப்படின்னா. அம்மா இது மாதிரி பெரிய இந்த போயிருக்கிறா மீட்டிங் போயிருக்கிறாண்ணா, ஆம்புலன்ஸ் நிறையா போகுதுப்பா அப்படின்னு. அடுத்து சின்னவனுக்கு ஃபோன் அடிச்சு அப்பா இது மாதிரி எங்கப்பா இருக்கீங்க, அம்மா என்ன பண்ணுது அப்படின்னா. அம்மா உள்ளே இருக்குண்ணா வெளியில் இருக்கிறப்பா அப்படின்னா. வெளியில் இருக்கிறப்பா அப்படின்னா. சரி அம்மாட்ட ஃபோனை கூடுறாண்ணா. அம்மா உள்ளே இருக்க வர அண்ணன் வேறு ஃபோன் பண்ணி இது மாதிரி சொல்கிறான்டாண்ணா. நீ என்ன வைக்கிறதா அம்மா உள்ளே இருக்க வேறு வரப்பா இப்போ ஏப்பா அப்படின்னா. சரின்னு விட்டுட்டு அப்புறம் இங்கே வந்து பார்த்துட்டு இப்போ ஜிஹெச்சுக்கு போய் பார்க்குறேன். பக்கத்தில் போனேன், ஃபோன் பண்ணி உங்கள் அம்மா வீட்டுக்கு அம்மா இறந்துச்சு, அங்கே தக்கா வடக்கால வர சொல்லு அப்படின்னாங்க. அப்போ அங்கே பார்க்குறேன் அப்படியே உள்ள அப்படியே அனாத பட மாதிரி ஃபுல்லா ஒரு துணி மூணி கூட மேலே நல்லா போத்தாம போட்டு படுத்துட்டு வச்சுருந்தாங்க. வந்துட்டு என்னை இப்படி பண்ணிட்டு போயிட்டாலே நான் என்ன பண்ணுவேன்.
The blame game has started. Ruling DMK government has put the blame on Vijay, and TVK in return has hinted at a political conspiracy.
The incident was solely and motivated by the political party, including DMK and its functionaries. So we made various allegations, and we have enclosed various photos and other reliable documents in our.
And self-styled Godwin Chaitanyananda Saraswati, accused of molesting 17 women, is now in 5-day police custody. And this morning, the Delhi police took him back to his institute, inspected the so-called torture room, and examined the CCTV footages that have been accessed, where he allegedly used to monitor the female students. Investigators now say that the Baba is still not cooperating in the investigation. Here's our full report.
Chaitanyananda Saraswati, accused of molesting 17 women, was brought to his institute early this morning for questioning. He was taken to the torture room on the ground floor, where he allegedly summoned female students for private meetings. Police examined CCTV locations inside the institute, checking which cameras he controlled and how he monitored students' movements.
Delhi police has already seized the cell phone of the accused. Apart from that, his iPad was also seized by the Delhi police, and several other materials from hotels, because earlier what we have got to know from Delhi sources that he has changed 13 different locations across Meerut region, Vrindavan region and Agra region. After that, Delhi police on Sunday early morning arrested the accused from Agra. After that, he was produced in the court, in which what we have seen that 5 days of police custody has been granted in this case, and right now the Delhi police is investigating the entire matter.
Sources say Chaitanyananda is not cooperating with interrogation a day after Delhi court remanded him to 5 days police custody. Probe reveals during his 50 days on the run, he changed 13 hotels, often hiding among monks, staying in cheap hotels with no CCTVs. Police have seized 3 phones, sent for FSL examination, and frozen ₹8 crore from his bank accounts. They have also fake visiting cards showing links to the United Nations and BRICS. Police teams say more evidence is being pieced together from student testimonies and digital records. With victim statements recorded and digital trail under scanner, Delhi police net around Chaitanyananda is tightening.
Now, India's war machine is sharpening its edge for the battles of tomorrow. The Indian Army, in collaboration with the Indian Air Force, carried out the Vayu Samanvay, a high-intensity joint drill simulating unmanned aerial systems and counter-drone warfare. From offensive drone strikes to real-time anti-UAS defense, this war game signals India's readiness to take on the emerging aerial threats, with, of course, special focus on made-in-India drones. Watch this report.
At the Ambala Air Base, the battlefield of the future was recreated. The Indian Army and the Indian Air Force came together in Vayu Samanvay, a large-scale exercise designed to simulate drone warfare.
हमने जो फ्यूज़ बनाया, जो आर्मी ने फ्यूज़ बनाया है, ये एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फ्यूज़ है. ये इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फ्यूज़ किसी भी कन्वेंशनल एम्यूनिशन में लगा के फायर किया जा सकता है, ड्रोन से ड्रॉप किया जा सकता है. यदि आप देखें तो एक पोर्शन है इसका 51 mm मोटार, यानी ये, और दूसरा पोर्शन बॉम्ब 81 mm मोटार पे लगा के फायर किया जा सकता है. सो यह इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फ्यूज़ किसी भी कन्वेंशनल एम्यूनिशन में थोड़ा सा मॉडिफाई करके हम इसको फायर कर सकते हैं. आप जो सामने ड्रोन्स वगैरह देख रहे हैं, सारे ड्रोन वही हैं जिसमें इन सारे एम्यूनिशंस को, कन्वेंशनल एम्यूनिशन को इसी फ्यूज़ के साथ ड्रॉप करके टारगेट को डिस्ट्रॉय किया गया.
The drills showcased unmanned aerial surveillance, offensive drone strikes, and cutting-edge counter-drone system in real-time action. Every strike, every interception, designed to prove India's preparedness against aerial threats. With cross-border adversaries increasingly relying on UAVs for reconnaissance and attacks, the Ambala drills underline India's rapid adaptation. The Army and the Air Force working in tandem to ensure that the country is ready for the next generation of warfare.
Meanwhile, protests erupt in Bangladesh once again, this time in the tribal hill region of Khagrachari, after tensions flared up over the alleged rape of a non-Muslim tribal schoolgirl. There has been massive violence unfolding, viewers, and even one person has lost his life after the police used brute force. Here's the report. We leave you with this story. Thanks for watching.
Bangladesh is on the edge. 275 kilometers away from the capital Dhaka, hills are on fire as conflicts spread in the southern-eastern Bangladesh. Shops set ablaze, roads blocked with burning tire, tree trunks and bricks. Fear grips the tribal heartland as clashes erupted between tribal and the Bengali settler community. Protests erupted after the alleged gang rape of a tribal 8th grade schoolgirl. The girl was reportedly found by her parents and neighbors around midnight in an unconscious state after returning from tuition. Tribal groups, mainly from Chakma and Marma communities, enforced ruckus and chaos. 3 people were killed in gunshots, injuring several security personnel. Army and the police rolled in the streets to contain the unrest. Home Advisor Jahangir Alam Chaudhary alleged that the recent unrest is being fueled by external forces and vested groups. Authorities are taking all-out measures to ensure peace and prevent further violence.
But in hill area, you know that there is a lots of time, there is a clash between the Bangladeshi versus the origin of the tribe people. So why the reasons you have to just settle down, and the conflict is begun. We all know that from the very crystal clear, the rape case, and that the rape case is the one kind of issues, and that under the rape case, the one that there is the local platform, that is Jumma platform, Jumma Chhatra Samaj, and they have in a protest from this the rape case, and they have come from the road, and that's some vandalizing issues, the local something here.
People preferred to stay indoors, fearing outbreak of escalating violence. Authorities have enforced movements, restriction and banned rallies, but tensions refuse to die down in Bangladesh.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
त्योहार की खुशियां होंगी डबल। हुंडई सुपर डिलाइट डेज में आपकी मनपसंद कार्स पर मिल रही है कमाल के डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. It teases, it soothes, and sometimes speaks without words. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindware. Hindware, designed for bliss.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
कल यानी नवरात्रि के प्रथम दिवस 22 सितंबर को सूर्योदय के साथ ही नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स लागू हो जाएंगे। एक तरह से कल से देश में जीएसटी बचत उत्सव शुरू होने जा रहा है। इस जीएसटी बचत उत्सव में आपकी बचत बढ़ेगी और आप अपनी पसंद की चीजों को और ज्यादा आसानी से खरीद पाएंगे। नए स्वरूप में मुख्य रूप से अब सिर्फ 5% और 18% के ही टैक्स स्लैब रहेंगे। इसका मतलब है रोजमर्रा के इस्तेमाल की ज्यादातर चीजें और सस्ती हो जाएगी। खाने पीने का सामान, दवाइयां, साबुन, ब्रश, पेस्ट, स्वास्थ्य और जीवन बीमा, ऐसे अनेकों सामान, अनेकों सेवाएं या तो टैक्स फ्री होगी या फिर केवल 5% टैक्स देना होगा। जीएसटी कम होने से अब देश के नागरिकों के लिए अपने सपने पूरे करना और आसान होगा। घर बनाना, टीवी, फ्रिज खरीदने की बात हो, स्कूटर, बाइक, कार खरीदना हो, ये सब पर अब कम खर्च करना होगा। आपके लिए घूमना फिरना भी सस्ता हो जाएगा, क्योंकि ज्यादातर होटल्स के कमरों पर भी जीएसटी कम कर दिया गया है। हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक दिखाई देती है। अगर हम इनकम टैक्स में छूट और जीएसटी में छूट को जोड़ दें तो एक साल में जो निर्णय हुए हैं उससे देश के लोगों को 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की बचत होगी। और तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूं ये बचत उत्सव है। साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा। साथियों, हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक दिखाई देती है। अगर हम इनकम टैक्स में छूट और जीएसटी में छूट को जोड़ दें तो एक साल में जो निर्णय हुए हैं उससे देश के लोगों को 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की बचत होगी। और तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूं ये बचत उत्सव है। साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है जो
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. And sometimes it drapes you in colors, fresh and new. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindwear. Hindwear, designed for bliss.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
I choose a world where we dream and the limit is the sky, and this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला। भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना, अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत कम है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे एमएसएमईज, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा, यानी उनको भी डबल फायदा होगा। इसलिए आज मेरी एमएसएमई से लघु उद्योग हो, सूक्ष्म उद्योग हो, कुटीर उद्योग हो, आप सबसे बहुत अपेक्षाएं हैं। आपको भी पता है, जब भारत समृद्धि के शिखर पर था, तब भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था का मुख्य आधार हमारे एमएसएमईज थे, हमारे लघु और कुटीर उद्योग थे। भारत की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, भारत में बने सामानों की क्वालिटी बेहतर होती थी। हमें उस गौरव को वापस पाना है। हमारे लघु उद्योग जो बनाए, वो दुनिया में हर कसौटी पर बेस्ट हो, उत्तम से उत्तम हो। हम जो मैन्युफैक्चर करें, वो दुनिया में
Welcome back, friends, to Live and Breaking, and let's begin with one real breaking coming in from Ladakh in connection with the Leh Apex body meeting with the Ministry of Home Affairs, in which the body members, the members of the organization which has been coordinating the protests for restoration of statehood to Ladakh, walked out of their meeting with the officials of the Ministry of Home Affairs in New Delhi. Now we are getting to hear that the Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh, Kavinder Gupta, has called a meeting at his secretariat of security officials. I believe this is in response to the emerging situation. Let's try to understand what's the meeting all about. But before that, we listen to what the Leh Apex body chairman had to say about the meeting in New Delhi, and then we'll go live to Gursimran.
जिस तरह से शांतिपूर्ण आंदोलन करने वाले लोगों पर दमन की नीति अपनाते हुए इंतजामिया की तरफ से, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से एक्सेसिव फोर्स का इस्तेमाल करते हुए हमारे 4 नौजवान शहीद हुए। लेकिन अचानक इस घटना की वजह से कि जो माहौल इस वक्त लद्दाख में बना हुआ है, उसको देखते हुए जब तक लद्दाख में अमन और शांति कायम नहीं हो जाता है, साजगार माहौल नहीं बनता है, तो हम लोग सर्वसम्मति से फैसला किया हम किसी बातचीत के दौर में शामिल नहीं होंगे। और हम इस दौरान हम गृह मंत्रालय से, ड्यूटी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन से और जिला इंतजामिया से ये एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि वो कुछ एकदम इस तरह से उठाए जिससे कि यहाँ के लोगों में जो दहशत फैला हुआ है, जो गम और गुस्से का माहौल है, उसको ठीक करके जो हमारी कुछ मांगे, जो कि हमारे को चेयरमैन सिरिंग दुर्जे साहब आपके सामने रखेंगे, जब तक वो यहाँ पर इनको ये कदम नहीं उठाते हैं, तब तक हम किसी बातचीत के दौर में।
All right, that was Chairman of the Leh Apex body, Thupstan, and Gursimran joins us live now from Leh. In fact, Gursimran, what's this meeting called by the Lieutenant Governor about?
See, Abhishek, it has been called after the decision that was taken by the apex body that they will not be taking the part in any of the talks with the UT administration or with the Ministry of Home Affairs. So this came surprising because, Abhishek, you know that there are 2 bodies that are holding talks. For the Kargil representation, it is Kargil Democratic Alliance, KDA, and for the people of Leh, it's Leh Apex body. Now, Leh Apex body has decided that they will be boycotting the same, but the representatives of the KDA, they have already reached the national capital and they were to take part. But after this decision, I tried to speak to one of their members, Sajjad Kargili. He said that he's not aware. So for now, the KDA and the Leh Apex body, they are not on the same page, but the talks are underway. And now here at the Raj Bhavan, Raj Nivas, LG called for a meeting. We are outside the LG Secretariat where the meeting is taking place. Meeting started at around 6. There were some officials, SP and SSP rank officials, those who were also part of the meeting, but they left in the first 5 to 6 minutes of the meeting. Now it is the senior officials from the civil administration that includes the Chief Secretary as well as the DGP that are now part of the meeting. And some decisions are also expected with regards to ongoing restrictions that are also underway.
Okay, thank you so much, Gursimran, with those details there on what's happening in Leh and Ladakh post the walkout by the apex body of protesters from the Ministry of Home Affairs meeting in New Delhi. Moving on and staying with New Delhi, at the BJP office inauguration, Prime Minister Modi has once again stressed on Swadeshi and ensuring GST reform benefits reach every individual. Our Prime Minister he contrasted, in fact, this or his position with the Congress, citing Himachal's example where the Sukhu government has raised prices of cement despite GST reduction. Let's listen to what the Prime Minister said.
भाजपा सरकारों के हर नेक काम का लाभ हर लाभार्थी तक पहुंचना जरूरी है। इसके लिए भाजपा के हर कार्यकर्ता को हमेशा जागरूक रहना है, निरंतर काम करना है। आज के इस शुभ अवसर पर जब इतनी बड़ी संख्या में नए पुराने सभी कार्यकर्ताओं से मैं मिला हूं, तो मैं आपसे कुछ मांगने के लिए भी अपेक्षा लेकर के आता हूं। और आप तो भली भांति मुझे जानते हैं कि मैं ऐसे ही काम नहीं करता, कुछ काम आपको भी देता रहता हूं। मेरा आपसे कुछ आग्रह है जो मैं दिल्ली और देश भर के अपने कार्यकर्ता परिवार से साझा करना चाहता हूं। हमें ये सुनिश्चित करना है कि नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स का फायदा सामान्य से सामान्य व्यक्ति तक पहुंचना चाहिए। हमें ग्राहकों को भी जानकारी देनी है और अपने दुकानदार भाइयों को भी जागरूक करना है। जहां हम विपक्ष में हैं, वहां तो हमारी जिम्मेदारी और अधिक बढ़ जाती है। वहां जो सरकार है वो जीएसटी में कमी का पूरा लाभ जनता को दे, ये हमें पक्का करना ही होगा। ये विपक्ष में बयानबाज लोग हैं, वो करते उल्टा है। ये हिमाचल वालों ने जैसा ही हमने जीएसटी से दाम कम कर दिया तो उन्होंने सीमेंट में पैसा बढ़ा दिया और तिजोरी भरने का खेल शुरू कर दिया। यानी जो जनता को मिलना चाहिए, जो जनता के हक का है, वो हिमाचल में सरकार लूटने में तुरंत उसी दिन लग गई। साथियों, हमें भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाना है और स्वदेशी को अपनाना है।
All right, we cut out of that because there is a big breaking news development coming in, and that's Canada has declared Lawrence Bishnoi gang as a terror group. This amid the reset of ties happening between India and Canada post the meeting between Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Carney on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Kanana Skis in Alberta, Canada, a couple of months back. And now, that was in the month of July, in fact, and now Canada has declared the Lawrence Bishnoi gang as a terror group. In fact, the release from Canada says that acts of violence and terror have no place in Canada, and this is why Honorable Gary Anandasangari, Minister of Public Safety, has announced today that the Government of Canada has listed the Bishnoi gang as a terrorist entity under a Canadian Criminal Code. As a listed entity, the Bishnoi gang has met the definition of a terrorist group under Canada's law. A terrorist listing means anything owned by that group in Canada, property, vehicles, money can be frozen or seized, and gives Canadian law enforcement more tools to prosecute terrorist offences, including those related to financing, travel and recruitment. Now, this is a significant move. The Bishnoi gang has been involved in many crimes in India while operating out of Canada and the United States. And they have, for example, been involved in the threatening of Bollywood actors, including Salman Khan, and we have seen them active in the states of Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Delhi, Western Uttar Pradesh, carrying out extortion and criminal activities. It's a gang of about 100 sharpshooters spread across these states, and they have carried out these criminal acts at the behest of Lawrence Bishnoi. So Lawrence Bishnoi, we have had 2 recent arrests made by Canada of Khalistanis also, and now we are having more movement happening, and this is in the backdrop of a reset of ties which had gone into a cold freeze following Justin Trudeau's pivot towards Khalistan and Khalistani activists out of Canadian soil. In fact, Lawrence Bishnoi is reportedly linked not just with 100 sharpshooters, as I mentioned, but possibly more, and not just in the northern parts of the country, but across the country and outside. We have, in fact, Niranjan joining us live for more on this. And Niranjan, a big development and a significant movement forward in terms of the reset of India-Canada ties with these kind of changes happening. I think it bodes well for the India-Canada relationship.
Well, yes, and you've seen the drastic shift from the years of Trudeau to now, when the Niger case caused severe friction. Abhishek, but I'm just going through the details of the press release that has been put out by the Canadian government, saying that acts of violence, terror have no place in Canada, especially those that target specific communities, to create a climate of fear and intimidation. And that is why the Honorable Gary Ananda Sangari, the Minister of Public Safety, has announced that the Government of Canada has listed the Bishnoi gang as a terrorist entity under the Criminal Code. As a now listed entity, Bishnoi gang has met the definition of a terrorist group under Canada's Criminal Code. Terrorist listing means anything owned by that group in Canada, property, vehicles, money can be frozen or seized, and gives Canadian law enforcement more tools to prosecute terrorist offences, including those related to financing, travel and recruitment. And it goes on to detail how it now becomes a criminal offence. For example, it is a criminal offence for anyone in Canada and Canadians abroad to knowingly deal with property owned or controlled by a terrorist group. So there may be implications in India as well, isn't it, Abhishek? I mean, I would have been surprised if they acted against any Khalistani groups. Instead, they have, of course, acted on the Bishnoi gang, which is welcome. They're a criminal gang, but people like Pannu and his ilk and the Khalistani movement, they continue to be free. We'll take a short break now on Republic. We'll come back with live news, live updates. Bishnoi gang has been listed as a terrorist entity by Canada. Getting you the breaking news updates.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
त्योहार भी आ गए और हुंडई सुपर डिलाइट डेज भी। अब हर कदम पे खुशियां बांटेंगी। हर सेलिब्रेशन अपना अपना सा लगेगा। यही तो टाइम है प्यार दिखाने का। अपनी फेवरेट हुंडई कार को आपकी मनपसंद हुंडई कारों पर मिल रही है कमाल की डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई ही, चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
I choose a world where we dream and the limit is the sky, and this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. It teases, it soothes, and sometimes speaks without words. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindware. Hindware, designed for bliss.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल ये रंग दे ये खुशबू दे ये तीखा ये कम पड़े क्या निराला MDH मसाला
साथियों, हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक दिखाई देती है। अगर हम इनकम टैक्स में छूट और जीएसटी में छूट को जोड़ दें तो एक साल में जो निर्णय हुए हैं उससे देश के लोगों को 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की बचत होगी। और तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूं ये बचत उत्सव है। साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत का है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे एमएसएमईज, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा, यानी उनको भी डबल फायदा होगा। इसलिए आज मेरी एमएसएमई से लघु उद्योग हो, सूक्ष्म उद्योग हो, कुटीर उद्योग हो, आप सबसे बहुत अपेक्षाएं हैं। आपको भी पता है, जब भारत समृद्धि के शिखर पर था, तब भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था का मुख्य आधार हमारे एमएसएमईज थे, हमारे लघु और कुटीर उद्योग थे। भारत की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, भारत में बने सामानों की क्वालिटी।
India refuses trophy from terror-tainted hands. From Oval Office to cricket field, Pakistan stumped. Pakistan humiliated twice on world stage this week. Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
त्योहार भी आ गए और हुंडे सुपर डिलाइट डेज भी। अब हर कदम पे खुशियां बांटेंगी। हर सेलिब्रेशन अपना अपना सा लगेगा। यही तो टाइम है प्यार दिखाने का। अपनी फेवरेट हुंडई कार को आपकी मनपसंद हुंडई कारों पर मिल रही है कमाल की डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई ही, चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. And sometimes it drapes you in colors, fresh and new. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindwear. Hindwear, designed for bliss.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी। इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आर प्योर मसाला। भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना।
अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया सोना। MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
कल यानी नवरात्रि के प्रथम दिवस 22 सितंबर को सूर्योदय के साथ ही नेक्स्ट जनरेशन GST रिफॉर्म्स लागू हो जाएंगे। एक तरह से कल से देश में GST बचत उत्सव शुरू होने जा रहा है। इस GST बचत उत्सव में आपकी बचत बढ़ेगी और आप अपनी पसंद की चीजों को और ज्यादा आसानी से खरीद पाएंगे। नए स्वरूप में मुख्य रूप से अब सिर्फ 5% और 18% के ही टैक्स स्लैब रहेंगे। इसका मतलब है रोजमर्रा के इस्तेमाल की ज्यादातर चीजें और सस्ती हो जाएगी। खाने पीने का सामान, दवाइयां, साबुन, ब्रश, पेस्ट, स्वास्थ्य और जीवन बीमा, ऐसे अनेकों सामान, अनेकों सेवाएं या तो टैक्स फ्री होगी या फिर केवल 5% टैक्स देना होगा। GST कम होने से अब देश के नागरिकों के लिए अपने सपने पूरे करना और आसान होगा। घर बनाना, टीवी, फ्रिज खरीदने की बात हो, स्कूटर, बाइक, कार खरीदना हो, ये सब पर अब कम खर्च करना होगा। आपके लिए घूमना फिरना भी सस्ता हो जाएगा, क्योंकि ज्यादातर होटल्स के कमरों पर भी GST कम कर दिया गया है। हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन GST रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक दिखाई देती है। अगर हम इनकम टैक्स में छूट और जीएसटी में छूट को जोड़ दें तो एक साल में जो निर्णय हुए हैं उससे देश के लोगों को 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की बचत होगी और तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूं ये बचत उत्सव है.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome you watching the Monday edition of This Is Exclusive. Tonight I come to you with two very special stories. Starting from what's really happening inside Pakistan-occupied Kashmir as Field Marshal Asim Munir seems to be completely losing control of the situation on the ground. Massive protest taking place tonight on This Is Exclusive. We put the spotlight on Muzaffarabad and a few other places where protests have broken out. And not just that, the trophy which was stolen by the Pakistanis. All this and much more on this edition, but up first let me take you through the headlines we're tracking at this hour. Thousands take to streets in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir against Shehbaz Sharif government demanding reforms. Massive political blame game over Karur Stampede. TVK alleges stampede engineered by police and DMK. Leh apex body moves out of talks with MHA, says no talks until peace restored.
इनका एक समूह है एफ्टा, यूरोपियन फ्री ट्रेड एसोसिएशन. उन चारों देशों का फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट मार्च 2024 में हमने फाइनल किया था. वो 1 अक्टूबर से लागू हो जाएगा और उसका लाभ आप सब ले पाएंगे.
Union Minister of Commerce says not just United States negotiations underway with multiple nations. Remand copy accessed in Delhi Molester Baba case. Police to trace Baba's financial and foreign links. Ladies and gentlemen, starting this edition with the latest coming in from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, which is witnessing one of its biggest uprisings in recent years, as thousands of residents take to the streets against Shehbaz Sharif's government-led federation government, in fact. Now, this only indicates how Field Marshal Asim Munir is completely losing control. The Awami Action Committee has now called a shutter-down wheel jam strike across Mirpur, Kotli, Rawalkot, Neelam Valley and Kiran, with protests set to continue indefinitely if demands are not essentially met. Authorities have essentially deployed over 1,000 police personnel from Islamabad and imposed an internet blackout from midnight to curb unrest. Protesters are angry over the exploitation of local resources and also
electricity being extremely expensive in this area. In fact, this comes just about a few days after the Pakistani armed forces dropped bombs on their own citizens. This was in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Now, shifting focus to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, over the last few years, there have been multiple protests, but this time it has only intensified. What you see right now on your screens, I'm going to take you through the multiple set of images that we have now accessed with deep sources in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. We're also going to tell you why exactly is the protest really taking place. To begin with, on your screens, these are some of the reasons, some of the demands that have been made by the Awami Committee. In fact, in a short while from now, we are also going to play out the responses coming in from the AAC. It turns out that there were multiple meetings that took place between the Pakistani government and the AAC, and the talks have failed over the weekend, resulting in what you see right now on your screens. What you see also, these are the latest images coming in from multiple parts of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, particularly in Muzaffarabad as well as in Kotli. I'm going to now take you through some of the breaking news coming in, starting with the first breaking news coming in, that from Neelam Valley, it has been reported that one person has been killed in the police firing. And from Muzaffarabad, it turns out that 2 civilians have been killed, 22 injured. Republic TV has accessed the full list of those who have been injured here, including with the names of those who have been injured. I'm going to take you through some of the names that we've just accessed. Coming in from Muzaffarabad, Sadir Awan, who happens to be a resident of Neelam Valley, was actually killed. Mushtaq Ahmed from Chandri and Ibrar from Jalalabad, as well as Zulfikar. These are the 4 people who have been seriously injured. A total of 22 is what we are being told who have sustained bullet injuries. If we can just put out the breaking news coming in, we do have confirmed information that at least 14 of them have sustained about 14 people have sustained bullet injuries there. So if we can put out the breaking news coming in right now, 14 people from Muzaffarabad who have sustained bullet injuries. Pakistan police has now opened fire. Islamabad, the paramilitary, was basically called in to control the situation. There's been widespread anger that you see right now on your screens coming in from Muzaffarabad in particular, and details coming in of at least 2 people have been killed, 14 have been injured, 14 have sustained bullet injuries. I'm going to just play out some of these videos and hear this sloganeering that is essentially taking place. Listen. Well, in fact, I'm now going to take you through the details of what exactly are they demanding. Pakistan occupied Kashmir, where these protests are being taking place. The protests are being led by the Awami Action Committee. In a short while from now, I'm also going to play out the responses that we have got from the AAC. In fact, AAC's leader Shaukat Nawaz Mir has spoken to us. I'm going to play that out in a short while from now. What are they essentially demanding? They're saying that there is a denial of fundamental rights. Can we also put out the breaking news coming in with regards to what the AAC says? AAC says that fundamental rights have been also denied. Fundamental rights have been denied for the last 70 years. But before that, I'm going to put out the details of the firing that has actually taken place a short while back. Details coming in that at least 14 people have sustained bullet injuries. In fact, we have the names of those protesters who were present there and who have sustained bullet injuries. Some have been taken to the nearby hospital, is what we are being told right now. 2 people have lost their lives. One detail that we have is from Neelam Valley, and in fact this happens to be Sadir Awan, who has been declared dead. He is a resident of Neelam Valley. Let me go across to my colleagues Gursibran as well as Ishan, who are basically joining us on this broadcast. Gursibran, full details only with Republic TV. A short while back, my sources in Pakistan occupied Kashmir have confirmed that about a total of 16, that includes 2 people who have been killed, 14 who have sustained bullet injuries. I want you to take our viewers through why exactly are the protests taking place.
Shawan, if you speak of the protests are continuing from the Kotli to Muzaffarabad, and also what we have seen that in the tehsils like Bagh and Palandri, those who have been small tehsils, there also the protests widespread protests are taking place. What the people are saying that they are demanding their basic rights. They're saying that when there is a Bangla Dam and the hydroelectric power project of the Neelam River, why they are not being given the benefit, why the benefits of the electricity that is being produced from their resources, they are not getting benefits and they are getting hefty bills. What they are demanding that the wheat be given to them at subsidized price. What they are demanding that the taxes that the federal government of Shehbaz Sharif is imposing on the people of Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, that should not be levied on them. Reason being that this is their money, their hard-earned money that is going to the federal government, and in return, the union government, the federal government of Pakistan is doing nothing for the people of Pakistan. Shawan, Awami Action Committee has been continuing with their protests earlier. Last time, if you remember, that there were widespread protests that took place, and it was regarding the Khalsa Sarkar tax that was imposed by the federal government. And then the government was forced to actually come down on the knees after widespread protests taken place. And now, as we speak, so you were mentioning that exact details of the individuals that have been injured, those have been killed, and the way Awami Action Committee has warned that in the days to come it will be intensifying its protest against the federal government. What it seems that the people of Pakistan are now fed up from the Pakistani policies because their resources are completely being snatched by the Pakistan, and they are being treated as a third-class citizen, because when they are demanding their rights, they are being pelted stones, they are being fired upon by the Pakistani forces.
Well, in fact, Gursibran, I'll request you to stay on with us. We have details about the fact that how the Pakistani army, they are basically trying to crush the civilian uprising that's taking place in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. As every hour, thousands of people continue to protest for their 38-point demand. AAC leaders have now spoken out. In fact, they say that fundamental rights of their people have been denied for the last 70 years, and the fact that Pakistan has been continuing plundering with the resources. In fact, they say either deliver on the rights or face the wrath of the people. This is AAC's leader Shaukat, who spoke a short while back. Also, confirmation coming in that the talks have failed between Pakistani government and the Awami Action Committee. The talks took place over the weekend, and it turns out that they have basically withdrawn by saying that if at all the paramilitary continues to be deployed, then there can be no further talks. Now, that's the latest coming in. Shaukat from the Awami Action Committee had spoken. Listen in.
इस वक्त ख़ास तौर पे जो हमारी ताजरान बरादरी है, मैं उसको मुखातब करता हूँ या अहलियान मुजफ्फराबाद को, क्योंकि हमारा एक सेटअप है अंजुमन ताजरान का, उसके प्रोटोकॉल को देखा जाए तो मेरे बाद अगर मेरे साथ कोई ऐसे नागवार हालात पैदा होते हैं तो उसके बाद जो है बाय प्रोटोकॉल जो है गौर अहमद कश्मीरी साहब जो हैं वो इस सेटअप को लीड करेंगे। और खुदा न खास्ता अगर, क्योंकि हालात ऐसे हैं कुछ भी हो सकता है, अगर गौर अहमद कश्मीरी साहब के साथ कोई प्रॉब्लम होती है तो उसके बाद जो हमारी सेकंड लाइन है उसके अंदर राजा सईद साहब जो मेरे साथ बैठे हैं, राजा सईद साहब उस प्लेटफॉर्म को लीड करेंगे। और जम्मू कश्मीर ज्वाइंट अवामी एक्शन कमेटी का जो भी प्रोटोकॉल बनेगा, जो भी बात करे, जो फैसला होगा जम्मू कश्मीर ज्वाइंट अवामी एक्शन कमेटी का, तो ताजरान के हवाले से फैसला गौर अहमद कश्मीरी साहब और राजा सईद साहब, उनके बाद राजा सईद अहमद जो है वो करने का इख्तियार रखते हैं।
Over the last 48 hours, a call for protests are now taking place in various parts of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why this is becoming even more significant is primarily because of the fact that civilians, without fear of the police being deployed there, 1,000 paramilitary forces have already been deployed. Despite that, we give it to understand the calls are now essentially being made, asking people to come out on the streets and to defy the curfew that has basically been imposed in various parts of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Listen in to some of the fearless protesters who have spoken out, calling out the Pakistani government.
इंटरनेट सर्विस पूरी रियासत के अंदर बंद कर दी, लेकिन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह इनका हर उल्टा काम हमारे लिए सीधा पड़ता है कि जब हमने देखा कि हम कल का मैसेज को कि हमने अपना काम पहले कर लिया हुआ है, ये जो मर्जी करें, हमने अपनी जो भी ABC प्लान है वो हमने तय किया हुआ, लोगों को बताया हुआ है, सीक्रेट रखा हुआ सिर्फ, लेकिन उसका फायदा ये हुआ कि आज पूरा दिन हमने पूरे शहर के अंदर हैंड माइक रख के पूरे शहर के अंदर पहले पैदल फिर के, अभी सुबह हम अपर अड्डा से निकले थे, जितना एरिया था किला रोड, ये तमाम हम पैदल चल के हैंड माइक रख के लोगों को हमने कल का पैगाम दे दिया। इंशाल्लाह कल तमाम लोग मुकम्मल लॉकडाउन करते हुए 12 बजे दिन बैंक रोड नीलम पुल के पास इकट्ठे होंगे। इंशाल्लाह वहां से हम अपना प्लान बी जो है वो अनाउंस करेंगे और इन हुक्मरानों को, इन अदारों को बता देंगे। ये अदारे कहते थे ना कि हम बड़े वो हैं अमन पसंद है, हम बड़े इंसाफ के दाई हैं, ये पार्टी है, ये अदारे, इनको शर्म आनी चाहिए। तुम अदारों का काम क्या है और तुम इस एक नौसरबाज वजीर आजम को सिर्फ उसके इक़्तिदार को तूल देने के लिए तुमने पूरी रियासत को दांव पे लगा दिया। शर्म आनी चाहिए इन अदारों को जिन्होंने आज इस इंटरनेट सर्विस को बंद किया।
Ladies and gentlemen, you've already heard how the protesters are now taking on the Pakistani government, saying that if they can continue muscling their voice, but they are going to be out on the streets, and unless the demands are essentially met with, they would continue with the protest. It turns out to muzzle the voice of these protesters, over the last 48 hours, the deployment has only been increased without any solution in sight right now. Hear it with what another protester had to say.
हमारे पास एक नोटिफिकेशन भी आया है कि इंटरनेट सर्विस जो है वो रात 12 बजे से मुकम्मल बंद कर दी जाएगी, 1 तारीख रात 12 बजे तक। हम इसकी भरपूर मजम्मत करते हैं और जितने भी ये PTA वाले बैठे हुए हैं और जो अदारे इंटरनेट वाले बैठे हुए हैं, हमने बारहा इससे पहले भी मीडिया के जरिए ये पैगाम दिया है कि नेट सर्विस अगर बंद की गई तो फिर हमें इस बात पे मजबूर ना किया जाए कि ये आपके यहाँ आज़ाद कश्मीर के अंदर एक टावर भी ना बचे। हम पुरअमन लोग हैं, हम इस तहरीक को पुरअमन चला रहे हैं और हमारा पूरी आज़ाद कश्मीर के अंदर अंजुमन ताजरान ने जॉइंट अवामी एक्शन कमेटी की हमायत की हुई है और मैं इस मीडिया की वसादत से शायद इसके बाद नेट बंद हो जाए। हमारे ओवरसीज भाई जितने भी हैं, जितने भी दुनिया के अंदर हैं, UK के अंदर है, दुबई, सऊदीया, जिस मुल्क के अंदर है, मेरी उनसे ये अपील है कि अगर हमारा इंटरनेट सर्विस बंद हो जाता है, आपने इस हमारी तहरीक को भरपूर अपने जो दफातर हैं, हमारे एम्बेसी हैं, वहाँ जाके आपने वहाँ भी पुरअमन एहतजाज करना है। हम पहले दिन से हम ये बात खुल के कह रहे हैं कि हम किसी अदारे के खिलाफ नहीं है, किसी मुल्क के खिलाफ नहीं है, हम सिर्फ अपने जो हमारे बुनियादी हकूक हैं हम उसकी जंग लड़ रहे हैं और इंशाल्लाह लड़ते रहेंगे। बहुत शुक्रिया।
Let me also bring in my colleague Ishan, who's joining us on this broadcast. Ishan, with respect to why the sudden escalation, we've seen that happening back in the year in 2023 and 2024, but it turns out that this is only intensifying. And more importantly, the political leadership in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir have also joined the protest, and that is the reason why some indications coming in that this is the reason why it is becoming even more difficult for the Shehbaz Sharif government right now.
Tavan, the Shehbaz Sharif government initially started by removing the 12 provincial seats in the POK assembly, which were reserved for the local tribesmen over there. Once these seats were removed, the voices of the local tribesmen of the region was essentially removed out of the democracy. Furthermore, this unrest has been broiling for a very long time. This unrest has been fueled by the countless number of disappearances caused by the Pakistan military in the region, wherein citizens have been disappeared for raising their voices against corruption of the Pakistan authorities in this illegal occupation of Kashmir. The region has been denied of its resource wealth, wherein the resources have been steadily been moved out of this region, wherein no development has been brought to this region in return for those exploitation of those resources. And as pointed out, the electricity produced in this region is first sent back to Punjab and then repatriated to Kashmir at almost 6 times the production price of the electricity. So this has caused a lot of inflation in the region. So the multiple issues that have been surrounding this region, starting from inflation, resource denial, development denial, post disappearances, rise in militancy. And recently we have also seen the Pakistan military bomb its own citizens, claiming them to be terrorist hideouts. This all has now come to a culmination point, igniting the people of the region into a large-scale protest against the government of the region. And now we are seeing that this government of the region is getting more and more destabilized.
Ishan, I'll just request you to stay on with me. I'm also going to bring in our colleague Gursibran. Gursibran, any headway that the AAC has made right now? Because the last update that I had was the talks that took place over the weekend, which had failed. Is there any updated information with regards to whether at all there have been any talks today? And what are the measures that are being taken by the Shehbaz Sharif government right now?
Sisha, if I first speak of the AAC, Awami Action Committee, they have issued this evening a press handout. That is what we are getting to know from the locals. And that press handout says that the government seems to be in no mood of holding the talks or to come down to the table with the protesters. And they have said that our people have been fired upon by the forces. This means that the government do not want any voices against them to be raised. They want to muzzle the voices. So the protests by the Awami Action Committee will continue. That is what in circulation is by the Awami Action Committee in Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Because some of these small pockets, like I was mentioning, Bulandri, Bagh and the Bimbar area, they have also seen the uprising. Now the people are gathering, the people are going, they are holding a peaceful march, and they are saying that these marches will continue till the time their demands are met. Shavan.
Thank you very much, Gursibran and Ishan, for getting us the top story tonight on This Is Exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most bizarre incidents that have taken place in the last 24 hours. First, the Pakistanis lost during Operation Sindoor. And now, on the field too, the losers continue with their attitude and their arrogance. In fact, what you see right now on your screens is the Interior Minister of Pakistan, who was made to wait for several minutes because the Indian team refused to take the trophy from the Interior Minister, who also happens to be the chairman. It turns out that after waiting, he ran away with the trophy. Now, how exactly is the BCCI really responding to this, and whether at all the BCCI will be taking this up? In an exclusive interview with Republic TV, this is what the BCCI had to say.
India won the final match against Pakistan by defeating them by 5 wickets. In all other previous matches also, India won against Pakistan in both at the group stage as well as in the group of 4 stages. Apart thereafter also, India won against Sri Lanka as well as Bangladesh. So all 7 matches of the recently concluded Asia Cups. Every match was won by India. India remained undefeated. So it is without any controversy, India became the champion. So far as the other part is concerned regarding some controversies created by some vested interest coming from the hostile country of India, that is their own design, their own way of doing certain things, because they want to divert the attention of their people that their team is doing very badly in the field. So to overcome that situation, they are trying to divert the attention of the people from their mismanagement in the cricket association or the cricket board, as well as the performance of their players. So these self-designed and self-created controversies will not hamper the celebrations in India. They can keep the trophy with them. That is, unauthorizedly they have taken it or kept it in their custody, but whole world knows that the trophy belongs to India and the medals belongs to India. Whether the trophy is with us or not, that will not change the color of our team's performance.
During the first onset of this cup also, we have seen that regarding not doing handshake also a controversy was raised by the counterpart. So what thoughts you would like to share on that?
From day one, we have made it very clear, in spite of lot of backlashes in our country, that we should not participate in Asia Cup, where Pakistan is also a party. But following our government's policy that India should play in not only in cricket but in all events, other than the game, we are not doing any act from which you can give an indication that we are in friendly terms with Pakistan. We have very clearly made it clear that we refuse to shake hand with the Pakistani players. We refuse to go for any photo shoot with the Pakistani team members or their captains. And we have also made it very clear that we are not going to take a trophy from a person who may happen to be the chairperson of ACC, but at the same time he is holding the post of Interior Minister of Pakistan, and that country is presently under war with India. And if that country is waging war against India, there is no point that we'll receive any trophy or any compliments from that gentleman.
Well, that's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive. Coming up, trending with my colleague Akanksha.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. It teases, it soothes, and sometimes speaks without words. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindware. Hindware, designed for bliss.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
त्योहार की खुशियाँ होंगी डबल। हुंडई सुपर डिलाइट डेज में आपकी मनपसंद कार्स पर मिल रही है कमाल के डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई, चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
I choose a world where we dream and the limit is the sky, and this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे MSMEs यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत कम है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, GST की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे MSMEs, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा, यानी उनको भी डबल फायदा होगा। इसलिए आज मेरी MSME से लघु उद्योग हो, सूक्ष्म उद्योग हो, कुटीर उद्योग हो, आप सबसे बहुत अपेक्षाएं हैं। आपको भी पता है, जब भारत समृद्धि के शिखर पर था, तब भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था का मुख्य आधार हमारे MSMEs थे, हमारे लघु और कुटीर उद्योग थे। भारत की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, भारत में बने सामानों की क्वालिटी बेहतर होती थी। हमें उस गौरव को वापस पाना है। हमारे लघु उद्योग जो बनाए, वो दुनिया में
Hello and welcome. You're watching The Trending Show with me, Akanksha Khajuria, and this evening we bring you the top trending stories of the day. First off, Pakistan's tantrum after India's massive win in Asia Cup 2025. The finale was full of chaos and controversies. We'll show you how Pakistan's Mohsin Naqvi ran away with trophy, and now Pakistan cricket team is being trolled online. And next, US pop star Selena Gomez married a music producer Benny Blanco in a ceremony in the United States. We'll get you the beautiful pictures from their ceremony. And then to what Prime Minister Modi wrote as he penned a foreword for Giorgia Meloni's autobiography, describing it as her Man Ki Baat. And lastly, we will show you the visuals from this year's Durga Puja celebration, creating quite a buzz around social media. This is Trending. I'm Akanksha Khajuria. Let's get started. Suspense, shock and stunning twist. The Asia Cup 2025 final between India and Pakistan at the Dubai International Stadium had it all. It was a finale full of chaos and controversy, one that cricket fans will not be forgetting anytime soon. Let's take you through how the dramatic night in fact unfolded. The Dubai International Cricket Stadium that you can see on the screen. In fact, what really happened there, it witnessed the 90-minute of pure drama after India's win. The Indian team refused to accept the trophy from Asian Cricket Cup's head, Mohsin Naqvi, who is also the chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board and Pakistan's Interior Minister as well. Now, in response, Naqvi walked out of the stadium carrying the Asia Cup trophy with him, making a complete mockery of himself. Watch this. After the dramatic snub on the stage, the Indian squad did not let the chaos overshadow their moment. The players and support staff huddled near the podium for a short celebration and a quick photo op with the Indian captain, even posting a snapshot caption simply with a trophy emoji. Tilak Verma, who was declared player of the match, could not resist taking a dig at Pakistan, trolling them in his own style. Watch this. And adding to the banter, Varun Chakravarti joined in on social media, sharing a cheeky picture of himself in bed with a coffee mug. He joked about celebrating India's win with ease, even if the trophy had gone missing. But the controversy did not end there. Tempers flared when Pakistan captain Salman Ali Agha collected his runner-up check from a Naqvi, only to fling it away in frustration moments later. The shocking act captured on camera was met with loud boos from Indian fans who had stayed back for the delayed ceremony. And meanwhile, the internet has always started buzzing with strong reaction on social media, with netizens making fun all over the internet. One user wrote, Indian team celebrated with imaginary Asia Cup trophy. They have just roasted Mohsin Naqvi throughout the tournament. Meanwhile, another joke about how Mohsin Naqvi was on the stage to present Asia Cup trophy to Indian team, but players point blank ignored him. While another, in fact, user takes a dig at Harris Roth. These are just a few of the many trolls that flooded social media as Pakistan tantrums continued. And the India-Pakistan rivalry saw another dramatic twist when Jasprit Bumrah dismissed Harris Roth. The wicket was already significant, but Bumrah's celebration added extra spice and a cheeky response to Roth's earlier on-field gesture. Have a look at the visuals. The moment electrified the crowd, amplifying the charged atmosphere of the finale. And now let's get you another trending story of the day. Happily ever after for Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, as they have officially tied the knot in a private intimate ceremony on September 27th in California. She took to her social media handle to share photos from the wedding album and looked happy during the ceremony. Now, Benny has also shared candid moments from their wedding and expressed his love for his wife. The couple shared their moments from this special day with the loved ones celebrating their love in style. Have a look. And Selena Gomez became a breathtaking Ralph Lauren bride as she walked down the aisle in a custom hand-draped halter neck gown with delicate floral embroidery. It was personally approved by Ralph Lauren himself, is what we're learning. She paired it with a platinum and diamond earrings from Tiffany & Co. and carried a bouquet of lilies. Benny Blanco complimented her perfectly in a custom Ralph Lauren tuxedo with a ruffled bottom-down shirt and a bow tie. Have a look at the visuals on your screen. And the celebration did not just stop there as the ceremony. In fact, the couple shared their after-party moments as well. Their after-party took place under a grand tent draped in gold. Guests feasted on Benny Blanco's favorite, from a sushi and oyster bar to sizzling barbecue as well. A 26-piece band kept the energy high there at the function, and the dance floor stayed alive. We're learning till 4 o'clock in the morning, turning the night into a full-on celebration of love and music. Selena Benny's private wedding was attended by nearly 200 of their closest friends and family, with heightened security in place. The star-studded guest list including pop star Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran and many more. It was a gathering of Hollywood and music's biggest name, all coming together to honor the newlyweds.
Pony girl, and you dance at the club, oh mama.
Hot off the plate and straight to your television screens, here are the top trending stories of the day. Bad Bunny has officially been announced as the headliner for the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. The three-time Grammy winner will take the stage on February 8th in Santa Clara in California, marking another milestone as he continues to bring Spanish language music to the global spotlight. And China has officially opened the world's highest bridge in the world to the public. The Grand Canyon Bridge towers to 625 meters in the country's Guizhou province. Officials say that it will cut the travel time between the canyon's two sides from 2 hours to just 2 minutes. And for the first time in 8 years, the South Korean government waived visa requirement for the Chinese tour groups, underscoring efforts by the president to improve the relationship with China as part of the pilot program, which will be valid